Can't complain about this. Plenty of grip. She's not drifting around like some boats do. I'm somewhat impressed actually. That's nice. G'day. Are you looking to buy your first boat? Or you want an affordable runaround? Or maybe you're a bit of the social type. You want to go from raft up to raft up, but you want to leave the mothership in one place. For any of those uses, a rib is a great boat to own. And today I'm on one such rib. This is called the Lomac IN 600 from Milan in Italy. It's imported by the guys from Flagstaff Marine, and I'm here with Micah today. We're going to do a bit of a test drive. We'll have a bit of a walkthrough. We might even swap shirts so it looks like it's me driving when I got the drone up in the air. We were discussing the meaning of IN. We have absolutely no idea. So we've decided it means incredible. We reckon that's something those cappuccino lovers would call it. So I hope you enjoy. I'm Dan Jones. This is Boat Life. Come for the ride. So we got the 100 horsepower fitted to this model. You can go from 90 to 150. We're running a Suzuki 4-stroke, but the guys at Flagstaff will fit any model of motor that you prefer. So if you're a Mercury or Yamaha guy or girl, that's no problems. I have already run this boat offshore on a 16 nautical mile trip, one other person on board, full tank of fuel. We were cruising in the mid-20s, offshore conditions, topping out in the high 20s, perfectly comfortable. I'm going to take the boat up to full speed in a second and talk to you about how or what I experienced. But before I do that, I'll just quickly explain the underwater profile on this particular boat. She's a moderate V, so it's a rigid inflatable, fiberglass on the bottom, tubes all the way around, and it's a moderate amount of V. It's not a super deep V like you'd find on some offshore fishing weapons, because it's not an offshore fishing weapon. It's a runaround, it's a commuter, it's a raft up boat. It's a very no-nonsense kind of boat that anyone could use. So it's going to cut through the chop, it's going to smooth out the ride, but you are going to have to drive the boat. You are going to have to adjust to the conditions. You can't just go flat stick, nor should you do that on any boat and expect it to not throw you around a little bit. Driving position's great. This leaning post is more than adequate. I can spread my legs and get a comfortable locked in position there. Standing up is good too. If you were really tall, you'd probably get a sore neck on long journeys, but you don't really do long journeys on this style of boat, so I don't see that being a huge issue. Just running up the revs now. We've got full engine trimmed down, we've got a full tank of fuel, just 2,900 revs. She's on the plane at 11 knots, and a good cruise speed. Bring those revs up to 3,900, a little bit of engine trim, and 20 knots. 20 knots is great on this boat. I'll just get around this other boat here. I'm gonna find a straight runway and then open her up. Okay, that's 5,000. She should go to 5,900. There we go, 30 knots, 33, couple of waves. Woo! Oh yeah! Okay, hook it into return, I'll give it some trim down. She grips, no sliding at the moment. So the Lomac brand has actually been around for over 60 years. It's a family business operating out of Milan in Italy, and they're on to their third generation of family operation. These guys, they started out in the shoe business and decided, nah, boats are more our thing. And good on them, because in the 80s, they actually designed the rigid inflatable concept. Prior to that, it was just slatted wooden floors and flimsy rubber bottoms. And they decided to make the hard fiberglass V-section to inflatable ribs. So I just think that is super cool. Anyway, what we have on this particular boat, it's worth noting that all the colour options, there's a multitude of colour options is what I'm trying to say. These eye ties, they are super into their fashion and you can choose anything. So whilst we have the matte grey, you don't have to. Up here, we've got the bow roller with a cleat. You can option this boat with an electric windlass. Immediately after that, we've got a nice, neat locker with a cutout just here for manual anchoring, so the rope can just go straight up to that point. So that is well designed. After that, we've got probably the biggest opening hatch on the boat. That's good for medium-sized fenders, all your rope, extra bags for guests because it's all well drained. Nothing's going to get wet in there. And as you come aft again, I'll just do this. You've got another opening section which is nice and long, so that's great for paddles. That could do some extra safety gear or some fishing rods. So that's pretty good. I'm not going to put that in place just now. Immediately forward of the centre console, this forward-facing seat opens up and we've got a stainless steel 94-litre fuel tank, completely accessible. You can see the ribs, the design of the hull, the fuel tank, and all the access points. So that's great. Not really a storage area. It's just something that's good to see. So many boats, they hide all that sort of stuff underneath fiberglass mouldings and you can't get to it. And it's just nice to see a boat where everything is accessible. Come with me, we'll go check out the helm. So here we are back at the helm station on the 600 IN. It's an offset helm, so it's a little bit to starboard, which allows you to go forward easily on the port side. We've got this leaning post, which is good for 2 people. And in terms of what we're looking at here, just a small wind deflector. You can put a few knickknacks up here. There is space for a chart plotter. I'd say no more than about a 9-inch plotter there. That's the engine diagnostics. That actually has an inbuilt GPS, so it gives you all your engine readouts, you know, revs, but it also gives you speed, and it's taken that from the GPS, so that's quite handy. These switches, this is a standard panel here, so there's an optional horn. This boat doesn't have an optional swim shower, and this would be for your subwoofer boombox when you want to party, and that's optional as well. Blower, bilge pump navigation lights, regular hydraulic steering on this one. We've got Morse control, so that's cable from the throttle back to the engine, and we have an electric tilt for the motor just here. This is a little knick-knack drawer just here, but there's also access to the very few fuses that you do have on this boat. We've got our key start and our safety, and on the port side, that's the fuel filler. So if your mates have got dirty feet after stepping off the beach and you don't want them to ruin the bow upholstery, no worries. Got that sorted. Put all the cushions down here and other deep bits and pieces. That is, and I can just touch the bottom. Plenty of space there. So that's another very sensible use of space. Mobile phones, cameras, that sort of thing, all fit in here. Another great idea on a small boat. Underneath here, we're going to have to cut to a shot of this, but this whole seat lifts up and we have very deep storage, which will fit 3 duffel bags and extra space in the middle. So people could rock up with more gear than you would want them to, and you're going to have somewhere to put it. In terms of the space, again, we'll cut to some shots. Plenty of leg room. You can put your feet out here. This is good for 2 or 3 people. This is probably a 6-person boat max. One of the great things is this back lounge will convert into a sun lounge, and we'll cut to a shot of that soon so you can have a look. So when you got to your destination and you're in sun lounge mode, all you got to do is pop this backrest down and you have a small sun lounge. If you want to extend it, there is an infill which just joins this backrest and this seat here. So you can have enough comfortable sun lounging space for 2 people, no problem. So in terms of the transom, walking around, is easy and comfortable. You have this little side walkway just here, and there is a really neat solution for the swim ladder. So that hatch just pops up there, and you've got a solid stainless steel 3-step swim ladder which folds out and then completely disappears when it's not in use. Access to the engine is good. You can get all the way around. I can do my reach the trim just here. Not that you need to, you have that at the throttle as well. And one other point about the design of this boat is these tubes extend aft of the motor. A lot of ribs, they finish forward of the motor, and you have fiberglass, timber or stainless steel protruding out the back in the form of swim platforms or design elements. Looks cool, but if you're not the best driver and you miss your turn or you go a little bit wide, you wallop someone else's boat, scratch the dock or embarrass yourself, whereas this, a little bit more forgiving. Alrighty, that about wraps it up. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. I guess what I would say in closing, this is certainly a high quality rib. It's a no nonsense rib. It's a go anywhere, do anything, great commuter, perfect raft up, take your friends, it's going to do the job. What does it cost? Well, I guess you could say it's about 2.5 Fiat 500s. That's about that. But Micah and the guys at Flagstaff, they don't accept Fiat, so if you want to get more information on pricing and specifications, follow the link in the description below and you'll go straight to the guys at Flagstaff and they can help you out in more detail. I'm Dan Jones, this has been Dan's Boat Life. Hope you enjoy.